Welcome to learning math skills with another lecture with another video. So today we will revise our topic about geometry. We completed the topic in the previous lecture from your syllabus D Mathematics. So today we will revise the whole topic, what you learn, what you read in this topic, and what definition you read in this topic, and how they used in your questions. So let's start our today's topic. So what is basic geometry? As I told you earlier, that geometry basically is a Greek word, and it is the meaning of this word geometry, that is measurement of earth. So the important thing, the most important part of the geometry, that is it's a dot, it is a point. So it has no size, it has no shape, it's simply a point. So all the geometrical figures are made up of the combination of these points. For example, if I draw 3 points and I join these 3 points, what shape we get? We get triangle. So similarly, if I have 4 points and I join all these 4 points, what I get? That is square or rectangle. Similarly, if I points on a line, that is called collinear points. So if I join all these 3 points, what we get? We get a straight line. So that is the important thing, importance of point. So now next thing we learn in this one, that is an angle. What is an angle? Angle basically is a combination of two rays with one common point, that is called vertex. This common point is called vertex. That is A, that is B, and that is C. So B is your vertex of an angle. And what is an angle? This is your angle, and we call it show it by the theta, but you will learn this on the bigger classes, larger classes. When you move to the O levels or the 9, 10, then you learn these things. So no need to make it confuse yourself, so I remove it. So what is an angle? This is an angle. Okay, it is a combination of two rays with one common endpoint. So now, what are the angle at a point, at a complete angle? That is 360. That is 360. And what is this? That is degree. That is the unit of angle. We measure the angles in degrees. We measure the angle in degrees. So what is 360? Complete angle at a point is called 360. If we half it, what we get? We get 180, right? And that is the angle of straight line. That is angle of a straight line. And if I further divide it into 4 equal parts, then we get our right angle. That is angle of 90 degree. So by keeping in view these things, we divide the angles into further types. The angle that lies between 0 and 90, that is called acute angle. And 90 degree angle is called right angle. What we call it? We call it right angle. An angle is more than 90 and less than 180, that is called obtuse angle. And similarly, the angle between 180 and 360, more than 180 but less than 360, that is called reflex angle. So there are two more types you studied, that is complementary angles and supplementary angles. What is supplementary angles? If sum of two angles is equal to 180 degree, we call it a supplementary angles. And similarly, sum of two angles, if 90 degree, then we call it a complementary angles. So I hope you learn these things. So now move forward. What we learn more? If a straight line is given to you, a straight line is given to you, then different angles made on a straight line. So what you learn, what you did in this chapter, that sum of all these three angles 180 degree, right? It may be two angles, it may be three, it may be three, more than three. So if two angles are given to you, suppose this is your angle 30, that is your angle number 60, and this is the measurement of angle, that is like 40 degree. Okay, so you have to find this unknown angle, that is A. So what you did, the sum of all four angles must be equal to 180. So it means we will add all the three angles and we will subtract it from 180. Then we get our angle A. And simply you will make an equation A plus 60 degree plus 40 degree plus 30 degree, that is equal to 180 degree. Now you will add, and when you move on the other way you can subtract. In this way you find your unknown angle. And the other thing, a complete angle, as I told you earlier, that a complete angle at a point, that is 360, that is 360. And I draw this shape, I have this angle that is 100, I have this angle that is 110, I have this angle that is 40 degree, and this angle is 50 degree. So what is this unknown angle? So what can you do? Means you have to add all the known angles and subtract this from 360. You will get your unknown angle. So you have to keep remember two things. Angle of a straight line is 180, right? And angle at any point of a complete angle is 360. Okay, what are the next you learn in this chapter? You learn to find the different types of angles if two parallel lines are given to you. So just look here, this is an important thing. If two parallel lines are there, and what are the parallel lines? Parallel lines basically are the lines which never meet with each other, like the if you go at the railway station, that on train or move the track never meet with each other. So such lines are called parallel lines. So if I draw a line which cuts these two parallel lines like in this way, then this is called transversal. What is called? Transversal. And what is this? These are two parallel lines. So how many angles are there? So this is angle 1, this is angle 2, this is angle 3, this is angle 4, this is angle 5, 6, 7 and 8. So now we discuss these 8 angles. So there are different type of angles present in such scenario. What is this? So this angle is always equal to this angle, right? So what type of these angles? These are the corresponding angles. These are the corresponding angles, right? So similarly, this angle is corresponding to this angle, right? Corresponding always lies on the same side of the transversal, same side of the transversal. Similarly, 5 is equal to 7, that is also a pair of corresponding angles. Angle 6 is equal to angle 8, that is also a pair of corresponding angles. So if I write angle 1 is equal to angle 3, angle 2 is equal to angle 4, angle 5 is equal to angle 7 and angle 6 is equal to angle 8. So these are the corresponding angles, right? So now what comes next here? This is your angle 2, right? On the other side, this is your angle 7. So these angles are called alternative angles. What we call it? We call it alternative angles. Alternative angles. So for remembering these alternative angles, you can remember that these are the inside of the two parallel lines, one thing, and second is the opposite angles of transversal, one on the other way, second on the other way. So these are the Which type of angles? Alternative angles, means angle 2 is equal to angle 7. Similarly, what is the other pair of alternative angles? That is angle 6 is equal to angle 3. Angle 6 is equal to angle 3, right? Clear till now? Okay. You already did these sums and definitions in the previous lectures. So it's just a revision, just a recap of the chapter. So now come to next one. What is this? Now, if in the interior of two parallel lines, there are 4 angles. I draw it again for better understanding. These are two parallel lines, okay? And there is a transversal bisect it. Now, these are two interior angles. These are two interior angles. So according to the condition, in angle 1 is equal to angle 2, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180. Means if we add these two interior angles, the sum is always equal to 180 degree, right? Similarly, on the other side of the interior angles also, the sum of these two angles also is equal to 180. You can prove these 4 lines, these type of angles, that corresponding angles, alternative angles and interior angles, why they are equal. So simply, how can you make them prove? Simply draw two parallel lines and draw a transversal, and then use your protractor to measure all the angles. Okay? By using your protractor, you measuring your angles, you will get the result that this angle is always equal to this angle. This angle is always equal to this one. So these are the corresponding angles. Similarly, this angle remains the same as this one. So that is alternative angles. And sum of these two angles always is equal to 180 degree. And one more thing you learn in this one, which is very important, that if two lines bisect each other, if two lines bisect, no, you can see intersect each other, bisect is some other meaning, intersect each other at any point. Now at this point they are making 4 angles, right? So angle 1 is equal to angle 2, angle 3 is equal to angle 4, means opposite angles are same. So we call it vertical opposite angles of two lines. So you learn in this chapter, that is what is geometry, what is a line. Okay, I forgot to revise line, ray and line segment. So if two lines, a line between fixed point, between two fixed point, we have 2 points, that's point A and that points B, right? So the distance between two fixed point is called line segment. What we call it line segment. It is not line. Okay, now if we have a line with one fixed point, okay, and the other had not fixed, the arrowhead, we call it a ray. So that's why when I define the angle, I say the angle is a combination of two rays, means we can extend these two rays in either way, in infinite way. So that is the difference between line, ray and line segment. Now what is line? Line basically extendable in both directions. That is called line on the arrowhead on the both sides of the line. So you learn angle, you learn types of angle, what is acute angle, what is obtuse angle, what is a reflex angle, what is complementary angles, what are the supplementary angles. And after that you learn about the vertical opposite angles. If two lines intersect each other at one point, then we call it vertical angles. And after that, when two parallel lines are there and a transversal is there, they cuts the parallel lines at certain points, then we make some more angles, more types of angles, that are corresponding angles, alternative angles and interior angles. So by solving these different types of angles, we solved different questions from your chapter. So revise all your definitions. Do practice these questions at your home. It's very important questions, very interesting chapter. And if you don't like maths, so I hope by doing this chapter, the basic geometry, you will to fall in love with mathematics. I love to do geometry, so I hope you also love to do geometry. Do practice as much as you can, and don't forget to share learning math skills with Kashif. See you.